Okay, I'm Thomas Uram, the president of the American Numismatic Association. I was also former chairman of the Citizens Coinage Advisory Committee for the United States Mint. The Citizens Coinage Advisory Committee is a committee of 11 of us. I was on from 2012 to about 2020. We review all the designs for the United States coinage and congressional gold medals. So the time frame of those coins, including code talkers, congressional gold medals, we had our committee reviews those, make sure that they're appropriate, make sure that the designs are adequate, or even more, adequate's not the right word, but we make sure that they're accurate and for history. There are four of us that are, and two general public. There's a mint engravers, there's sculptor engravers that make up the committee. So we have a well-diverse committee.
Okay, and this is coins that are coming out?
These will be coins with designs coming out. So we would be reviewing a portfolio that the artists present. We don't know who the artists are. They are presented to us, and we look at them and make selections based on what we are presented.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I had no idea that was a thing. Okay,
Yeah,
we're learning something new.
Yeah, so any United States coinage that comes out, it's been thoroughly looked at, and the various designs have been suggested, and we try to, we end up with the final design.
Okay, so did you work on the American women's quarters?
I did some of the American women's quarters. I did the like I said, the code talkers were really fun because oftentimes when you have congressional gold medals, the state family comes in, and or members of the organizations come in, representatives, so you get to hear a whole background. It was very interesting. And then as far as commemorative goes, we do 2 commemoratives per year, the United States Mint does, and then there are stakeholders for that particular program, and the stakeholders are the ones that would be receiving the information, the monetary benefit from the sale of those commemorative coins. So it's fun to hear what they're doing. I just worked on legislation for the 2027 working dogs, which are going to, that particular program is going to help an organization that trains service dogs so that they can be placed. So by this sale, it's the first time. I really was excited. It took a lot of work. It does take a lot of work to get a bill passed through Congress. But the group that lobbied and I helped come in and did some work with them as well, and contacted different congressional and senators that I had access to, at least their, if not directly, their staff, and explained the importance of the bill. And it's really going to be exciting to the coin community, because when did we ever have dogs or animals on coins?
Yeah, especially like an official U.S.
Official U.S. coin. So that'll be a win-win, I think, all the way around. And most importantly, it's going to help veterans that need access to service dogs.
What kind of processes do you use to make sure that the coins are like historically accurate, or like what's the?
Well, there's a historian on the committee, so that always helps. There's a curator is one of the other positions, so there's usually a museum person. But for instance, I forget which presidential dollar, when we were doing it might have been one of the gold pieces where we did the first ladies, and there was a sewing machine in there, and thank goodness we caught it, because the sewing machine wasn't even invented when. Wow. So could you imagine had something like that gone out?
Right.
So that's when it comes to mind.
Why was there a sewing machine?
I think the artist just put it in. The artist must not have realized, or the artist thought that it had already been there. It's hard to say. But we caught it, and I don't know if we ended up using that particular artist's design without it. There's some. Another one that I really enjoyed working on was the Pennsylvania Innovation Dollar. The Pennsylvania Innovation Dollar, I'll give you an example. So when we did the quarters were done, state quarters were done. The governor chose pretty much of each state what the design was going to be, a topic was going to be. So we would get that. The innovation dollars were a little different. The innovation dollars came back, and there might have been 2 or 3 different innovations in that state. Right. And we would have had not only to pick, our role as a committee is really to pick the design. It's not really, it should have been narrowed down in my opinion, but it wasn't. So we deal with it. And the Pennsylvania dollar, they had medicine, they had transportation. They had 3 different categories of maybe 4 and 5 coins in each category. And I was chairing the committee, and it was probably the only time that I really tried to pull rank, because I really like the committee to do what the committee does. And I was, we had a wonderful design of the Pennsylvania Turnpike. It was a wheel, and it was a car and all that. And I knew that design could be used at somewhere else some other time. But it was that, and I'm a Rotarian, and Rotary was responsible for eradication of polio. That's our quest, but that of Rotary International. And there was a coin there for the Janus Salk polio vaccine. And ultimately, by one vote, we passed it and we ended up with the polio coin. So that goes to show you. And the Pennsylvania Turnpike, that wouldn't have been a good choice, even though it was the best design. So,
I didn't even know there was a Pennsylvania.
yeah, well, and actually the Turnpike, it should have been what would have been Route 40, not the Turnpike. But anyhow, we ended up with the innovation dollar for Pennsylvania being the polio vaccine, and that would have been what 2019 or so. And then look what happened in the world just a few years later. And so I think that the vaccine that was done there at the University of Pittsburgh, that's where it was, Jonas Salk. It's a terrific representation of being accurate for what a coin should do.
Yeah. Okay. Very cool. We kind of went off on a little side tangent.
Yeah, we sure did, but I hope you're going to edit this.
Yeah, we can. No, this will all go in though. I'm super interested. But let's talk a little bit about the Berlin show. You're from America, I would assume.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Okay. What's the main reason you come out here?
Well, number one, being president of the ANA, I think it's important. My theme when I became president of the ANA, and it's a 2-year term, my term will be up this coming August, but my first term was building bridges, and I wanted to build bridges not only between collectors and dealers, but between countries and understanding that collecting is international, and collecting is more than just coins. It's about, look at the artwork that we're seeing here at this show. These coins are now becoming a work of art.
Yeah.
And it's only going to get even more extreme. You know, originally we thought it was great having color on coins, but now look at the relief, look at the color, look at the ways. Exactly. So it's just been amazing. And this is where you're going to find in one place all of the opportunities to see art and coins and history.
Yeah.
And to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And I mean, everybody is welcoming here. This is, I believe, my 4th convention here, coming to this event. And it's kind of like, well, I wish I'd done it even sooner.
Yeah, it's my first time here, and
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's
You know, and the thing is, there's so much. You can only absorb so much.
Yeah.
And it's long days on concrete floors. You keep going because it's so exciting. I mean, it's just one thing after another after another. For instance, the Polish Mint here just did last year, they did an AI event where you pick 3 different words like dog and color and different things, and it would make you an AI picture of that.
Oh.
This year, you get to choose one of the fairy tales or prints or whatever, and they take your picture and then they put you on there what AI would interpret you to look like. You should do that.
Should.
You should. It's right at the Polish Mint.
And do they make a coin out of it, or
They make a photo for you, a souvenir photo. And all of these world mints do have different things that they're trying to obviously attract you to their booths, number one. But they're all willing to talk to you. They're all, just look at taking the passport with the passport and going around to all the mints. That's a definite to-do thing, because then that makes sure that you have seen all the world mints. The passport, I think, is like $15, but it's not that, and you get a coin from each one of the mints that you visit.
Wow.
This is what they actually look like, and then you have the coins in here and so forth. So, but it makes sure that you are able to visit their booth and see what new modern products they are producing and manufacturing.
Do you have any words of advice for someone who's coming to the Berlin show for the first time?
Yes, wear soft shoes. Wear comfortable shoes. Comfortable
Maybe
shoes. Well, there are places to sit, so that's good. But anyhow, my advice would be to take it in stride. Don't be overwhelmed with it. It's not like the shows in the States at all. It isn't anything. But it's very similar in the fact that there are educational aspects. This show is very interactive. And we at the ANA are trying to become more and more like that, where we have an interactive audience to participate, our attendees to get a full experience of a complete experience when attending a show.
Yeah.
And so therefore we have Ben Franklin, we have George Washington, we have Abraham Lincoln that come to uplift the motivation and the atmosphere of the show and create that vibe that's needed to have an exciting show. And people love to hear the history there. Of course, they're part of coins too, particularly with 2026 coming up with the 250th anniversary, semi-centennial. Yeah. So, and at the ANA, you have the educational experience. Here you have a lot of also manufacturing experience on coins. You can go back here and make your own coin at the mint. at one of the mints here that are showing and demonstrating their machinery.
Yeah, that's next level. I think that's the first year they're doing it.
Yes, first time.
I've never been to an ANA show, so this next one will be my first one. Could you just explain to the layman, like, what is the ANA show? What are some reasons you should go?
Well, first of all, we're glad you're coming. We'll make sure you're welcome, particularly on the first time. And getting junior membership and building membership in general is really important. We have currently 25,000 members or a little bit more, both nationally and internationally. Our show is also educational based. It is the largest show in the United States. What you can experience there are educational things. Christian's doing a wonderful job with the educational side. So if kids come in and there's different opportunities for them to participate and learn about coins from that point of view, if you're really young and families come. We also have a museum that comes with the show. The museum has sometimes coins worth millions and millions of dollars through the museum that Doug Mugg curates there, and we're able to bring the museum there for people to see things that they might never see. Yeah, it's an outstanding. There are money talks, which are educational talks that go for about 35, 40 minutes on the hour that are listed and for people that have that particular interest. Also, other clubs come and share in it, whether it's Token of Metal Society and various different organizations participate. So if you have a niche interest, most of them are all there participating in the show. It's going to be in Oklahoma this year, and next year we will be in the August show, the National Money Show. We do 2 shows per year. The National Money Show and the World's Fair of Money. The World's Fair of Money is the larger of the 2, and that's in August, and that's the one that will be in Oklahoma, and next year will be Pittsburgh.
Okay, and then there's one in Atlanta as well?
Atlanta will be the National Money Show, which is this end of the month.
What do you think you're going to do after your presidency is up? Do you think you're going to stay with the ANA, or you're going to move on to something
No,
else?
I'll definitely stay as the ANA. I've been a member of the ANA for 50 years. I got my 50-year pin.
Wow.
So I joined when I was in 1974, thereabout. My goal has always been to help the ANA. I never thought I'd be president. It wasn't anything that I aspired to. It's just things that happened that I participated in. And participation is really the key. What you do at your local club and then on statewide, and then just from there. But yes, I'd definitely be staying, and I cannot run again. Therefore, what I will be is the immediate past president. But my goal will be to still help and promote the ANA and come here and do things, and whatever I can do to continue helping them in their future, whether it be financially helping them raise money or just membership, whatever they might need help in. So I'm leaning towards working with the foundation office at the ANA and talking to people about building a legacy, people that have made their living through this hobby, people that have a passion for the hobby, people that want to be remembered as someone that contributed to the hobby.
Yeah.
So that can be done through legacy planning, where you might leave IRA money, insurance, or various assets with your name attached as part of a legacy for the future. Okay, so this is a challenge coin that I made for the Berlin show, and the challenge coin is something that I came up with last year. As I mentioned a little bit earlier, my theme was building bridges, and this year's theme is like you are the key. So you are the key to your coin collecting endeavors, you're the key to your club, you're the key to your organizations that you belong to. Now this particular challenge coin is going to be something that's brand new for National Coin Week. And this coin in particular is a true challenge coin in the fact that there are initials around the part here, around the center. There's 14 of them. And the American Numismatic Association, I funded the program, and it's going to be something where you can go online. You don't have to have an actual coin. We're going to be giving 1,000 of them away at the National Money Show in Atlanta, I think 300 a day. And there'll be others. I gave a bunch away here. But if you get all 14 right, you'll be entered into a drawing to win some gold pieces, at least 4 or 5, and then there's going to be about 20. If you don't get them all right, there's going to be some consolation prizes that will be exciting. I think everything will be NGC slab with a special label for National Coin Week. National Coin Week's in April, and you can go to money.org and you can register and play, and you don't have to be an ANA member to do it. But there are 14 initials there, and these 14 initials are the initials of engravers. Both, I'm going to give you a hint because the majority of them are United States mint engravers, which you'll get, but there are a couple from Britain, and there's a couple, or maybe 1 or 2, and then there's 1 or 2 from north of the border in Canada. So don't limit yourself. They're not going to be any that are, I believe they are, the ones that are of international, they are still all living, so it's not ones that you're going to have to go back for. But they are noted. And what I wanted to do was not only create something for National Coin Week to be a little bit different, but what I wanted to do is recognize the importance of our sculptor engravers, who are often unsung heroes.
Yeah,
we see all of these coins, and you think they just happen, but they start with a lump of clay.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah.
I mean, I know a lot are done on computer and stuff like that, but the majority are a lump of clay, and this is what you end up with after. So it's a tribute to our sculptor engravers.